Good morning to all of you and welcome in our session of the online classes. Today we will read the same chapter. Tomorrow onward you all have to come to school for your classes. So if you have any doubt, do not ask in my class. Regarding tomorrow, every doubt already cleared and given by the subject, your class teacher, all the information. So in this session, I will teach you the chapter, and regarding the chapter or the lesson, if you are having any question, answer or queries, you are welcome to ask in my class. This other activities, please do not ask in my class. Okay, I hope it is clear to all of you. Now, in the series of the Delhi Sultanate, you read about the Mamluk dynasty, and there you read in the family about the prominent rulers. Qutbuddin Aibak, Iltutmish, Razia Sultan, and Balban. Then we started with the new family or the dynasty of the Sultanate. It is related with the Khalji dynasty. And there you studied about the Jalaluddin Khilji and the very important strong ruler, a ruler who reached the height of the Delhi Sultanate because he expanded the boundaries of the Delhi Sultanate in the North India and in the Deccan and South. Well-known Alauddin Khilji. He is famous in the history for the many of his policy. We discussed about some of his policy earlier, especially related with the nobles, how he crushed or how he controlled over the nobles. He was a strict ruler, disciplined ruler, and he knew it how to maintain discipline in his own way. So he took several measures that was, we can say, that was a very important part of the history. In his time period, he decided to run all the part of India, entire India. So he required the good amount of the money to maintain a large army. So he took certain steps for the consolidate of the army and the land revenue. For the land revenue, we started learning that first of all, what he has done, he gave an order to measure the land which was the part of his territory and divided into categories. This the good, middle, then good, average or middle, and then there were the low and then balance. According to them, he fixed even his taxes. For the best land, he fixed the taxes at 1.5, especially at the area of the Doab. It is at the site of the northern part, in our side only the area of the Ganga and Yamuna basin. So the river area, those who are the land between the two rivers are always fertile there. So in the Doab area, he increased the taxes 1.5. But in his time period, production was good all the time. So he was lucky one who was able to manage the good taxes from the land. And he used to take the taxes in cash. See, two ways to collect the taxes. One was the cash. And one was time. Cash means gold. Means some of the farmer, they used to send him food grain, gold, silver, elephant or the army equipment. He collected from the area where he defeated the rulers. Where he defeated the rulers, there he collected rest of the gold, silver, and other articles along with the food grain and cash also. But normally he used to prefer the cash and food grains, he tried to avoid it. In such way, he was having the good revenue condition or good system of the money. Normally, for the success of the any ruler in the Indian history or any place, two important part is there. One part is related with the army. Army should be strong and revenue system should be good. In both condition, only a ruler is capable to rule for the long time period. This is the important part for every ruler. So in this system, he was good. So he brought the policy, this is known in history, market control. Market control policy. We started little discussion over it last time. This policy was market control policy. The market control policy, because he fixed the money, means first of all he categorized the market, food grains, then the cloth, and then for the slave or animals. Especially some historians believe this market was influenced over the side of Delhi, and some of them believe it was out of the Delhi, also northern area. But most of the historians, they believe his market policy basically influenced over Delhi and nearby area. But in history, his market control policy is famous to have a control over the market. So do not get any type of the confusion, because different history book, they will give this information. So in his market control policy, he fixed the prices of all the commodity. Same price rate and the weight and the measures also checked by the people. There were the market control officers were there. They are known as Shahna. Shahna was the name, and under them only the market was completely controlled. So their work to check here and there how the shopkeepers are selling the item, the price rate also, and the measurement also. And the severe punishments were there, physical punishment. If the shopkeepers are taking more money and giving the less thing, in that condition, finger or hand was cut on the order of the government. So this type of the harsh punishment was there during the era of Alauddin Khilji. This era is also famous for the giving the punishments in such way. It resulted there were the fear among the shopkeepers and the people, and nobody cheated to them. In such way, he was able to control over the market, and then he received a good amount of money. Today, government brought the GST, same price rate for all over India. But Alauddin Khilji was the first person who already applied the one price rate for everywhere for the commodities. So he was the best administration. His administration was best, especially over some of the important places. So in such way, he was able to control the market or revenue system. So different article, different markets were also available. Due to his market policy, even some of the group members, they were not in the good conditions. Some of the historians, they recommended this also. But in the result, the ruler was benefited due to his market policy. So some places rebellions also started against of his market policy. Anyhow, he was able to manage over the rebellion of the people or the group member. So he was able to get the good amount of money through the land taxes, through the market. Now he was having the next step towards his army. From the side of the from the side of the army, he was able to maintain his army. That was his main purpose, to maintain the market policy. So many changes he brought in the army. Before knowing the changes, you should know, when the Rajputs were there, they were having a traditional style. They were having the traditional style. And in such condition, their army was in the depend upon the feudal system. After the entrance of the Sultanate ruler, they started bringing some changes. But basic changes came at the time of the Alauddin Khilji. Certain changes he brought in the army. First of all, the mode of payment. He fixed the salary and even category for the army men. Today we are having in army, maybe in your family member or your people to whom you know, if they are in the job of army anyway, they are having their category also. It started from the lieutenant general to the higher rank. And even some people, they are in the simple ordinary person in the army. So first of all, he started requirement for the army. Do you understand what does it mean? Today, to join the any wings of army, like the army or air force or even the navy, we are having the first criteria after the 12th class, or those who are in the preparing for the 12th class, they will go for the NDA, National Defense Academy. So that requirement you have to qualify. Otherwise, after the graduation, CDS is there. Like this way, different jobs are there. Today, many other options are also available. Ground floor job for the engineers too. So in such way, there where the army is divided. Alauddin, he was the first ruler who published the requirement for the army for the different job. People came, physical and mental, both tests were done. As today, for the NDA, we are having the physical tested, then we are having psychological or the interviews, then only a person is selected. So in his time period also, in such way selection started. It resulted, those who are fit mentally or the physically, only they got, or those who are eager to join the army, they got the chance to serve in the army. Okay, first concept is clear. Then started giving a strict training for the war craft, either horse riding or many other things for the army. Today also, those who are joining the NDA, CDS or anything, they are getting a very tough training for the army. So he too started this work of the tough training. Then there were the picture. It is known as Chehra. Chehra system he started, means a person who will be joining the army, who is declared this person is fit for the army. So there were the people, they used to write all the information, his name, his family background, from where he belonged, everything. In such way, there were a complete information about a person. A complete information about a person along with the face. Means there were the people, they used to draw the picture of that person with 2-3 copies. One was in the army side and another places also. So in the army, everyone is having well information. This is the person belong from here and there. So nobody can enter in the army in the any hidden way. That was the very important benefit. Then in the army, they brought the system of payment. When they fixed the salary for the different posts. So now army, the people started getting the salary instead of the Jagir or Iktas. It resulted, Alauddin was able to get a good amount of money through his places from the land revenue and then market and many other sources. And another side, in the army, people started getting the cash salary for their services. This system he brought and he stopped the corruption. Then in his time period, there were the system of the dag for the horses. Means the whole in such way face is made for a person that is in the chehra process with the physical appearance. At that time we did not have this facility, photography, video and all. There were the people, they were the artists and they used to draw the picture. Today if you have seen CID or many other detective serials, any person's picture they will draw and they will keep in the devices. But during early days, they did not develop the system. They were having the artisans, they used to draw the faces of the people. This work he started using for army, not family picture or the court picture. He said the artisan should do this work for the army, for keeping and maintaining of the record. So in that condition, nobody can enter in the army or they can mix with the inferior people. Only the people, those who are good for the army, they can come for the job. That was fit and fine person. Another important part, dag system. Means there were the custom of early rulers. They used to call their means subordinate to bring the equipment for the army and the very important horse and elephant. Basically, in the army of the Alauddin, there were the entry of the horses and good horses, Arabic horses. But how to keep the army equipment in the proper way? So he gave a mark of identity for the horses also. It is known as the tag system. This is the horses are there, they were the symbols. This was made of the iron rods. They used to heat the symbol and then they used to put at one side of the horse. And there it is known this is the horse of the ruler or sultan. So nobody was having the courage because sometime earlier when we had the feudal system, people used to sell the good army equipment in the market and inferior were they used to bring. But he was strict and disciplined, so he took certain steps. So what he has done, chehra process and the horses were also getting the mark of identity. So nobody can use this horse for any other purpose because severe punishments were there. Then he developed the spices system, means he kept the one secret group, male and female. And always they used to work for the different department. He used to give them the good salaries also to the revenue officers and to these people to check all the time and to control over all the department. So in such way, he brought a change in the army. And when he started defeating the people from north and especially in the Deccan and south, his Deccan policy is also famous in history where under the Malik Kafur, the rulers of the Deccan and the south, they were defeated, but he did not mix the people directly in his kingdom. He was the ruler of Sultanate from Delhi, and what he has done? He used to collect the revenue, army equipment, horses, all the things from the side of Deccan. All the things from the side of Deccan. So in such way, he was able to maintain his goal. In his time period, the Delhi Sultanate, which started during the era of the Mamluk from the side of North India, it completely spread in the North India and in Deccan and South. A very big empire was there. But unfortunate, like Alauddin's, his sons were not capable. His last days was not good. Even some historians believe that last moment, even he was murdered by his faithful general Malik Kafur. In some books, maybe you will read this statement also. It is not clear, but it is said by some of the historian. Maybe in some book you will get this information. And some books are telling that he was very serious, sick, and having the different problem. So finally, he lost his life. After his life was ended, within the few years, his faithful general Malik Kafur, he was also dead. But his sons were not capable. So whenever any empire rule is at the end of the decline position, another powerful generals or the ruler, they are trying to control the power. So it is given Khusro Malik Khan was the last ruler. Later on, the person Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, he was able to take the charge from the hand of Khilji, and then he started a new rule that is known as the Tughlaq dynasty. Before it, topic of the art and architecture is given. Ankita Yadav, you have raised the hand. Any doubt you have? Then please remove your hand. Continuous from the beginning, it is there. Ankita Yadav, 7th day. Remove your raised hand. Ankita Yadav. Are you able to listen me? Ashita, what happened?
Ma'am, Khusrau Malik, he was killed by Ghiyasuddin Gori, no?
Khusrau Malik Khan. See, names are also similar. Many names are there which is quite similar. So please do not get confused. At least you are reading this history, world history. They are having the title like 1, 2, 12, 14, 16, like that also. So some names are common in here.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Now, the next topic before we will start, little bit we will have the look over the art and architecture. The very important thing during the era of the Alauddin Khilji, Akbar had the 9 gems, Vikramaditya had the 9 gems, but in the court of the Alauddin, a very important person was there, that is the Amir Khusro. Amir Khusro, he was in the court of Alauddin Khilji. Later on, he was along with the Tughlaqs also. He was the man of the various important quality because he was the person who was having the equal command over the Hindi also and even the equal command over the Arabic or Turkish languages. So Persian and Hindi, both sides he was having the equal command. Many good books he has written and even the novels also written by him. So he was the man of the mastermind. In his time period, only the music during the letter, because Alauddin never liked the music and dance, everything. So after him, in his time period only, he goes to credit for the development of the many musical instruments. Even today we are having the Qawwali and many other ways, the Sufyana style, that is also. So in his time period, a lot of changes came. I think sitar or tabla also introduced by him only. So he was the man who was having the very good command, equal command over the Persian and the Hindi language. One more important person, Malik Muhammad Jaisi. Malik Muhammad Jaisi. He was also famous for the Persian and Hindi writing. Maybe you are famous because one movie also came, Padmavati. So that was the legendary book of the Malik Muhammad Jaisi, that is written Padmavat. So Amir Khusro also wrote a good amount of the legendary for Hindi and Persian. That is the very important part of the history. Alauddin Khilji. Nearby the Qutub Minar, maybe many of you have seen directly Qutub Minar. Some of you have seen in the picture, but I think many of you have seen directly Qutub Minar. So nearby the Qutub Minar, it was a dream of Alauddin Khilji to construct one more Minar, and that should be more higher than Qutub Minar. Qutub Minar was the symbol for the slave dynasty. So this Minar, Alai Minar, he decided Alai Minar should be the name of the Minar, And in front of the Qutub Minar, he started construction of the Alai Minar. Unfortunate only, it came at the roof first step side only. Alauddin was there. So like Qutbuddin Aibak had Iltutmish to complete the Qutub Minar, but he did not have any person. Today when you will enter to the Qutub Minar, means there is the Qutub Minar here, and there only is the air. So here is the building. So it is known as the Alai Darwaza. Some people considered it was the gate for the Qutub Minar. So Alai Darwaza, this name became famous because it is not completed. Only till first roof when it reached, there only we are having the Alai Darwaja because the Minar was not constructed. Maybe if he was able to complete the Minar, more than higher rate we can get for the Alai Minar. That is the another important thing. In his time period, ulema. This name you will listen for the many of the rulers. Anushka, what happened? It is shaking. Wait here.
Good morning, ma'am.
Anushka.
Miss, your camera is sometimes black. It's then black, then it is coming.
So that
Like
is
as
the
like
problem of there. They are telling it is not coming. Other people. I don't know because here it is clear. Here it is clear, Anushka.
okay, ma'am.
Okay, listen if audio is clear. No, that you listen,
Yes.
that you listen and concentrate. Now, for this ulema, they were the Muslim law expert. And normally in the beginning, they used to give advices to the king. Like among the Hindus, there were the Brahmins. They were the legal advisor of the ruler. And they used to give the advice in the matter of justice. During the time of the Sultanate rule, there were the opportunity were given to the ulema. But in some of the Sultanate ruler, they did not give opportunity to ulema. Reason behind it, the nobles, they used to create difficulty or challenges for the ruler. Same way some of the powerful ulema, they also created the same difficulty for a ruler. To avoid their system, some of the ruler, they did not like the interference of the ulema. So first of all, Alauddin Khilji, he never supported ulema. My voice is you are not getting. All of you getting. Then maybe those who are not getting, that is their problem. Check it there. So ulema, they were not getting any opportunity in the court of Alauddin Khilji. He used to consider all the matter by himself and even he challenged the authority of ulema. So in his time period, ulemas, they were not happy because when they will not receive any type of encouragement through the ruler, in that condition, they will not have any profit in the empire. So their power and position will be declining. This condition they found under the rule of Alauddin Khilji. Later on, it depends upon the ruler to give them power and position. So it happened altogether that after the end of the Khalji dynasty, there were the new era started and it is known as the Tughlaq dynasty. Because the ruler of this dynasty, especially Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, he crowned himself with the name title of the Tughlaq. And in his time period, some important things took place and the very important role that was the Muhammad bin Tughlaq in the history. Muhammad bin Tughlaq. And afterward, Muhammad bin Tughlaq, a person learned man, but having a lot of plan or the scheme. After him, the next era of the Firoz Shah Tughlaq. So during the era of the Firoz Shah Tughlaq, he was the person who is known as the reformer ruler. So in this chapter, the Tughlaq dynasty, three persons are there. Mainly you will read with the Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq and Firoz Shah Tughlaq. But first we will read about the introduction or the founder of the Tughlaq dynasty. In the Tughlaq dynasty, they were having the rule for the 100 years. Means a good time period they received for ruling. 1322, the era of the time period started, and till the 1414, a long time period, approximate 100 years they have ruled it. So Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq was the first sultan of the Tughlaq dynasty, and he was able to consolidate the empire. Consolidate means during the last phase of the Alauddin Khilji, whatever rules or the area which was out of the Delhi Sultanate, once again he brought in his time. So when a powerful ruler, they will end their time period, there were much chances of the revolt. It was very common in the political side. Always there will be revolt. Today also you can check, if we are having the political party, people are revolting. Sometimes members of this party, they will enter in another party, and another party member, they will enter in another party. So it is a kind of the revolt or any higher leader, when they will come along with few members in another group. So what does it show? At present also it will show a kind of revolt. Okay. So like that, it happened during those time period. The powerful ruler, when they were at the end of their journey, so many of the powerful nobles, they used to revolt to control the power, because everybody used to believe they are the powerful and they deserve the crown. So Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, he was able to crush the revolt, and then he became the ruler of the Tughlaq dynasty. So Ghazi Tughlaq, he was the slave in the service of the Sultan like his father, and then Ghazi Tughlaq, he took the title Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq when he became the ruler. And then he started ruling over Delhi independently. So his policy was harsh against of the Mongol. Same way he tackled the policy of the Mongol. But he was having a regardful situation for the nobles. Alauddin Khilji, in his time period, the nobles' power was completely crushed. But he was the man who at least started giving attention to the nobles. And then he gave them opportunity, because he himself received the post with the help of the few nobles. And he lowered the land taxes or some other taxes of the peasant, which was high during the era of Alauddin Khilji. But in the army, he followed the same policy of the Alauddin Khilji. So in his time period, he annexed Telangana. All of you familiar with the name of Telangana? Telangana, you all are familiar. So he annexed Telangana, and then Madurai and the East South Bengal. A lot of victory he did. To commemorate this victory, there were arrangements made at the side of the Delhi. Means his son made an arrangement, and it was a wooden, we can say, the areas covered, and it is said the elephant will enter and it will cross the area. excuse me. In such way, he was given a welcome. But it is said while receiving the parade or the reward time, the building collapsed and accidentally he was dead. Some historians, they believe it was the planning of his son. And some historians, they believe it was an incident. But it happened and it resulted, he lost his life. Later on, his son was crowned and he is famous in the history with the name of the Muhammad bin Tughlaq. About him, a lot of information we are having. Because he was the man, one of the learned man among all the Sultanate rulers, having the knowledge of many subjects, but in history, he received the deep fame because he was having a great number of the planning and none of his planning was properly implemented. It resulted in history, he is getting the name of the wisest fool or the mad ruler or many other names are also associated for him. But in the reality, he was the person who is having the knowledge of the various subject with well command. In his time period, not only the historian Barney, in his court he was the Barney, another one important person that was the Ibn Battuta. He belonged from the Africa. Ibn Battuta, North African traveler who came in his court and he gave a lot of information about Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So in such way, we are getting the information. Very often, means in the GK question, it is asked that who visited the court? Who visited the court of the Muhammad bin Tughlaq? Name the North African traveler, or by whom the court of the Muhammad bin Tughlaq visited and he gave a record. So that was the Ibn Battuta. Okay. Now, if you are having the question, rest of the part we will start from tomorrow. If you are having the question related with this part, you can ask to me. Read your chapter and then come with the proper preparation in your classes. Okay. So you have to ask here the questions related with your subject. Other information already you received by your teacher. Please do not ask. Ashita is having doubt. Say, Ashita.
Ma'am, in the Alauddin Khalji, in his time, the Equators had only right to revenue, means they were only, they had only the opportunity to collect the revenue.
Who?
Ma'am, Equators, who were granted land in the place of their salary.
One if the Iqtidars were there, means in his time period, he gave some new post also. So he had the revenue officers. They used to collect the taxes in the area. Measurement time, then classification time, and then there were the collection of the taxes. Same way it happened during the era of Shah Akbar also. Time to time, rulers, they fix their officers to collect the revenue. Okay, revenue officers were there. Iqtidar. Equators
Yes,
not.
ma'am. And Khalji dynasty, it was a part of Delhi Sultanate only, no?
Yes, 5 families are there. Slave you have read. Now second one is Khalji. Third one is Tughlaq. They are the very important. Because their time period, at least this was the powerful condition. When Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he became the ruler of Delhi Sultanate. That time, he received a very vast empire. He was the ruler among the Sultanate and Aurangzeb during the Mughal time period, who received, without any fight, they received a very large empire.
No, ma'am, but it is written that Khalji people were not Turkish people. They were in other race.
Yes, they were in other race, but they are counted in the Sultanate. Racial differences were there. Later on, it created because some belong from the Turk, some belong from the Arabs, some Mongol. Then Irani, Turani, all these people were there. Later on time period, they created problem in the court also.
And ma'am, this conquest of Sultan Alauddin Khalji, this I'm not understanding.
Where?
He undertook his first expedition of territorial expansion in the region of Gujarat and Malwa in 1297 AD, mainly because of the flourishing trade of the region.
There on which page number?
Ma'am, on the page number 44, conquest of Sultan Alauddin Khalji topic.
It is given the territorial experience in the realm of Gujarat and Malwa, mainly because of flourishing trade of the region. So what problem is here? Gujarat at present also the port area. So normally the ruler, they try to control the port area. The reason to get the territory of our country, along with that, in the port area, they will have both traded, inland also and outside also, foreign trade also. So they are trying to control this area. Why Ashoka controlled the Kalinga? Because that was the area of the port, sovereign area. So that is profitable for the business also.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. And nothing I have to ask.
Ma'am, what is dinar?
Dinar, that is the name of the rupee which is famous at their side. Dinar. At present also you will check in some of the Muslim country, dinar is still in the use. It is the name of money. At present we are having the euro, we are having dollar. Dollar, you understand, no? So the name.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, what is deliberate?
Deliberate, that is the word meaning, you can check in dictionary. Deliberate means purposely.
4 years after the death of Alauddin Khilji, Khusro Malik Khan has ruled.
Yes, after the death of the ruler, next rulers are getting the opportunity. So after his death, another person, they are time to time they are getting, because many names are there. So in your book, it will be given only the important name. Rest they are avoiding, because in that condition, your age and everything, class 7th student, at least you are getting this main information. For more detail, when you will reach for the higher places, and especially for the competitive examinations.
Okay, ma'am.
So some important point, many important points are given in your chapter, which is the part of the competition today also. Many questions are there.
Okay, ma'am.
Sanvi,
Hello, ma'am.
say your.
Ma'am, who was this Kafur Hazar Dinari?
Hmm?
Who was this Kafur Hazar Dinari?
Malik Kafur is known as Kafur Hazar Dinari, because he was the slave of the Alauddin Khalji. His name was the Malik Kafur. In history, another name also he got.
Okay, ma'am.
Like many other names are there for the rulers. Okay, last one question I will take, because
Good morning, Miss.
say Naitik,
Miss, till where we have to read?
where you have to read till the Khalji dynasty you will complete.
Okay, Miss. Miss, around Saturday, I was not feeling well, so I did not attend the class of history. So, Miss, when the school will start, I can ask that topic. No,
Yes,
thank you, Miss.
Kaushiki, the video is not coming. Okay, children, for today, this much is over, and welcome to the school, all of you. Okay. Okay. Thank you to all.